Envy and jealousy are two very toxic emotions that can really corrode you, your mind, your emotion, your spirit. Those emotions are actually repelling the success, the blessings, the manifestations, the things that you're trying to create in your life. They are actually big repellents that keep on creating more of what we don't want in our life. And in this video, I'm going to explain why those emotions are something that you really must get rid of if you really want to see big things changing in your life. And actually, this is something that I used to struggle with personally in the past, especially when I started my coaching business, when I started becoming an entrepreneur, self-employed. I used to see other people on social media or people I used to know that were successful ahead of me, getting clients, growing, making money, having more followers, having all those things that I wanted, right? And so it was creating jealousy of being like, oh my God, I really wish I could have that, but also envy. And envy is even more damaging to your confidence, to your self-worth, to your mind. It's very corrosive. It's more damaging because on some level, you really wish that they don't have it, they don't deserve it almost. There's this negative, understatement that, they don't deserve to have this. I do, right? And so your ego gets really tied up there in a lot of judgment, in envy, in criticism, and blame, and victim consciousness and mentality. And this is not getting you anywhere. If anything, it used to make me very disempowered. It used to affect my motivation. It used to make me feel powerless and helpless. Until I started realizing that those people have nothing to do with where I am. And no matter how much success they may get, there is no shortage of clients. There is no shortage of money. There's no shortage of success. There's enough for everyone. But as long as I indulge in the thoughts, in the emotion of envy and jealousy and gossip and judgment and all those negative emotions, I am tying up myself, my energy to that. And so what I am telling to the universe really is that I don't deserve those, because the bolt of judgment goes through you first. And that's why it can be very corrosive to your happiness, to your self-image, to your confidence, because the more you live in that envy and the jealousy and the judgment and the criticism and the gossip and the blame that is all entangled in this, it creates a toxic mindset and attitude. And what's that? You never create the fulfillment, the happiness, the confidence, and the things that you want. We attract and create in your life who we are, what we are, not what we want. And so when I started to evolve my mindset and attitude, and when I started to bless others, it's really when things started to, like a big weight was lifted off me, because I was done with comparing myself. I was done with feeling inferior because of what people have and how far they are and so on. But instead coming to a place where I felt like, you know what? Instead of judging them, how about just congratulating them for being an inspiration, for showing me what's possible, for being an image of being like, if they can do it, I can do it too, without feeling threatened or lesser than because I'm not there yet. And that is so liberating. But when you start to do that as well, the resistance that you have and all those insecurity and the shame and the guilt and not feeling worthy enough because you're not there where you want, all those emotional, mental baggage that you have, really, you start to shred that shit off, and it's so much easier to move forward and to accelerate your success. Because you have to realize that your ego is so deeply entangled in a need, a strong need for significance. And when you're not getting significance enough through your own life, what the ego likes to do is belittle others. And so when you belittle others with the envy or the jealousy, it says that in some way, shape, or form, you're better than them, right? And that's what I was meaning earlier with how corrosive envy is. It's because you're not satisfied with where you are. You're not satisfied with your own level of happiness and wealth or success or whatever else in your life right now. And so you're so miserable with your own self that you project that onto others, and your animosity and your anger and all those things come up. And the only way that makes you feel a little bit better, that makes your ego feel a little bit more special, is if you can find something wrong with them, or why it's wrong, or how they cheated, or how they're lucky, or how they didn't deserve it, and all that crap. But you must realize that this is a freaking poison. I cannot stress enough how much of this is a poison. It can rob your happiness, it can make your stress go up, it can, rob you from your sleep, from your health, from any form of progress. It can make you feel deep down like shit, like you're not enough, and it can really eat away all your self-worth. And if you look at people who are the most envious, the most jealous, the most judgmental and criticize them, they're also the people who are the tougher on themselves. And if you were to look at their self-talk and the shit that goes on in themselves and how they relate to themselves, it's not fucking pretty. So my invitation for you is to first notice, to really be radically honest in your life. How jealous and envious are you of others? Others who have more than you do, especially things that you want, whether it's success, money, relationship, significance, followers, subscribers, I don't fucking know, something, right? How often do you have those thoughts? Whether it's jealousy, envy, criticism, how often are you just being so negative, unable to appreciate other people's successes, win, accomplishment, without having that thought in the back of your mind, that criticism, that little nab, that little dagger that goes at them, even if it's just in your thoughts? You gotta be honest with yourself, really. Because if you're not, this whole conversation is fucking useless. You must be honest with yourself. So if this is a challenge, own it, accept it, and look at it. Because only when you start to look at it can you actually do something about it. And then notice, pay attention, notice to what are the main causes, the main insecurities. Notice if there is any belief of unworthiness, of I'm not good enough, I'm not successful enough, I should be better, ahead in my life, I should have more, all those beliefs that may be present in your own consciousness, in your own self-image. Notice what is the root cause of all that envy and jealousy, and then make a decision that you are only projecting all that crap onto other people, and that those people have nothing to do with where you are in your life. You can, no matter how successful they are, no matter how much money they make, no matter how ethical or unethical they may be, is irrelevant. You have the power to create the life that you want. But realize that the envy and the jealousy is only corroding, eating you and nobody else. So what can you do instead? Here's what I do personally in my life, and I invite you to do the same thing or something that resonates for you. You can either simply just notice, okay, I'm being envious, I'm being judgmental, let me stop here. And I use the word stop here as a pattern interrupt. But then send something else, and the usual thing I send is blessing. Just be happy for them. It's just being like, you know what? Well fucking done. I'm happy for you. May you grow even more. Thank you for showing me what's possible. If, for example, you see somebody driving a big, fucking amazing car, and you're like driving your own shitty car, you don't have a car, I don't know, whatever, right? And you're like, oh, it must be this, it must be that, it must be whatever, like, and you have all that crazy shit going on in your mind. Be like, stop. This is a sign of abundance. And good on you for having a beautiful car. Bless you on your way. May you be safe. May you enjoy the ride. Thank you for showing me what's possible. And at the beginning, that might be a little bit tough, but if you stick with it and if you really have the intention of just sending that out and refocusing yourself on what's ahead, you are opening the way. Energetically, you are opening up for something greater. Instead of having that resistance, that contraction, that negativity, that feeling like shit and not ahead and not where you should be. Just being happy for others. What you're sending to life is, I am ready for good things, because as you treat others, you will be treated. That's the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And so instead of getting the bolt of judgment, you'll get the bolt of blessings, and you will see how easy it is to attract amazing things in your life, things that you want, not because of what they have or what they do or so on, but because you have shifted. And not only that, but the most important is that it will transform your self-image, your self-respect, your self-worth, and your self-love. And so just the peace of mind is fucking priceless. That's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I appreciate every single one of you guys. As always, thank you. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. I will see you next time, guys. Be well.